Welcome to episode 2 of Area 69 After Dark. Oh my god, me trying to show off my nails. Dude, my nails are so freaking cute right now. They're super chunky. They're duck nails. It's very 2000s energy and I'm so freaking here for it. So if you see me clacking my nails extra and just being extra with my hand movements, don't mind me because I'm feeling myself and these are press on. So I'm like, bitch, what? Love that. Welcome again, you guys. So today we have episode 2 and I'm super excited because today we're going to be solo dolo. It's just me, Annette 69, me, myself, and I. And that means that we're going to be talking about something pretty crazy. Well, not crazy, but I mean, it's some real shit. It's some real shit for sure. And I feel like it's something that is not really talked about much. So before we get into the episode, I just want to give you guys a little 411 of what's going to go down in Area 69 After Dark now. So if you guys are not already aware, I have a little broadcast channel on Instagram. So if you guys join that chat, I know it's kind of annoying to like hear all these influencers be like, hey, join me chat, join me chat, join me. But it really does help out because, you know, you post a story on Instagram and that goes to the public. Obviously, it's still your followers that see it and some of your non-followers that see it. But your followers see it, but not everyone gives a fuck like that. Do you know what I mean? So the broadcast channel is pretty much like a separate chat where you can interact, do polls. You guys can't message me back. That's the only bad thing because I did attempt to do that for like the mommy chat a few months ago, but you guys can still interact like whenever I do question polls or just regular polls or anything like that. With that being said, the alien babies in the chat decided that Area 69 After Dark will be going live on Sunday nights. So, Senora Sundays, Kickback Sundays, Chill Sundays, whatever you want to call it, we're uploading on Sundays, okay? Sunday nights. But yeah, like I said, join the chat, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get into it because this last week has been crazy, dude. Like, I don't think you guys really understand. Literally a week ago, I decided to reveal my son, Emmy, on the very first podcast episode. And dude, this last week has been crazy. It's been probably like what? Maybe 8 days, 9 days since I posted him. And like, dude, those days have literally been life-changing. And it might sound dramatic, but like, dude, like, you got to keep in mind, like, I felt like I was being like trapped in the house and stuff because, you know, I was always scared of just going out and, you know, getting pictures taken. You guys already know. I talked about that in the last episode. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it right now. But yeah, dude, like, we've been going out more. Like, we went to Olive Garden the other day. I'm sure you guys saw. I posted it on TikTok and on my stories and stuff. And yeah, dude, it was genuinely such a good experience. Like, I was even talking to the waitress and she was so cool. And for me to like talk and really interact in certain situations, like going to the restaurant, going to the store, I'm not the type of person to like hold a conversation like that with people I don't know. And that day, like, I was literally having a conversation with her. And you guys can see it in the vlog. I don't know if I posted it yet or not, but you guys will see it. And I was just like in such a good mood because I was like, wow, like, I feel like I can genuinely enjoy my family without feeling like we're hiding, you know? So it's been super iconic. It just sucks that the last week has been fucking crazy as fuck with the storm going on. So we really haven't been able to go out much, and it made me really super happy to read all the comments of you guys supporting me. You know, even though I initially said I didn't want to show him and stuff, and even though I was really fucking anxious to show him, a lot of you guys, you know, showed like appreciation for that and support like always. And I really, really do appreciate and love you guys for that because that was a really big thing for me. Like, I don't know if a lot of you guys caught on, but I was so fucking nervous when I literally told Isaac, like, yeah, I'm ready. I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And it might have seemed dramatic, but it's because, bitch, it was dramatic. Like, it really was. Like, in my head, when I was just, like, sitting there and just staring at Emmy and Isaac behind the camera, I was just like, dude, in my head, I was like, am I fucking up by doing this? I really fucking hope that I'm not making the wrong decision. This is my baby. Like, I don't want any harm to come to him or anything like that. And I especially don't want to be the one that provoked that, you know? So it was just like a lot of mixed emotions. And, I was also super happy because he's a ginormous part of my life, and he is my life. Bitch, ginormous part. He is my life. So it's like, it just really changed the energy in the house, even. Like, it really did. It really did. And I'm really happy that I captured that moment, not just for the public, but obviously for us, because that was a huge moment for us privately, behind the cameras, fuck the microphones, all that shit. That was a really big weight that was lifted off our shoulders. And we just want to be the best parents that we can be. That's it. It's scary. This is the first time we've done this. We might be extra as fuck for trying to hide him, but like, bitch, like, I've never done this before. Like, this is my first time living life as well. Like, I've never been a mom before, and no one, honestly, genuinely, no one that has never been a mother before can't relate to me. Don't even try to relate to me. Like, if you don't get it, you don't get it, and that's totally fine. All right, so enough of all that gushy, ooey gooey stuff. Let's go ahead and get into the episode 2. And I'm super excited right now because I'm about to bring out the claw. Like, do you guys remember the claw? Like, the claw from Area 69, the smoke show. So she did make a comeback. Obviously, things are a little bit different, but there's still little spicy things in there. So if you guys are new here, the claw is this baddie right here. Okay? So inside of it, let me stop talking and let me bring her out. Oh my god. I'm actually super freaking excited right now because this claw, like, as janky as she might look, dude, like, I made this myself. Me crafting it in my garage. Not literally, but like, I put the little stickers on it and stuff. That's pretty much it. But this little claw means a lot to me because I feel like Area 69, the smoke show, really brought me a huge audience, honestly. So this is my baby. I feel like she had to be a part of it. I'm just that bitch that genuinely hoards like memory type of stuff. Like, dude, I still own and use my baby blanket, like my newborn blanket type shit. It does not look like a blanket anymore. It looks like a fucking trapo, like old, used and abused ass trapo. But I love it so much. It's literally like in 6 different pieces, and I still use it. I literally sleep with it still, and oh my god, this is so funny. Like, I feel so embarrassed sharing this with you guys, but yeah, dude, like, I'm so freaking attached to it, and I have like an obsession with smelling it. Like, I will sniff it so hard, constantly, repeatedly, and I just kind of switch it and just, like, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird when I see like videos of myself doing it, because like, obviously my family like has recorded me doing that, and Isaac has recorded me doing that, and I look like a maniac. Like, dude, I look like a maniac. But I don't know, it just brings me comfort. So this is what brings me comfort when it comes to Area 69, when it comes to my social media career. This was like a really huge staple. So like I said, I feel like I had to bring her out. Like, this is one of a kind, okay? So as you guys can see, we have our cup here, and inside of it, I don't know if you guys can see or not, but we have our coins. So yeah, you pretty much just put this in and it's a claw. Like, you have to get your prize. So inside your prize is a little trivia question, maybe truth or dare type thing. If it says you have to do something, you got to do it. Okay. You got to do it. You got to answer it. You got to admit whatever. Okay. So whatever you get, you got to do it. Okay. I wanted to keep this just for like the guest type energy. But like I said, I feel like we gotta break her in a little bit before anyone else puts a coin in her, right? Okay, it's a little loud and obnoxious, honestly, but okay. Me not knowing how to work it anymore? Okay, bitch. Ugh, I almost got it, bitch. I got it! We got it. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, I can't even open it. My nails. Why can't I not open it? Okay. Let's see what this little thingy says. Oh, barnacles. It says share an embarrassing story. Time for a shot. Because this story is really embarrassing, you guys. Cheers. So we're going to go ahead and take it way back for this story time. Back to high school, okay? There was this guy that I had a class with. It was biology. And, you know, we were really cool. Like, we would joke with each other. Like, we were genuinely friends. But I feel like we both kind of, like, flirted with each other a little bit. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't like a crush or anything like that. But he was older than me. I was a freshman, I believe. And he was, like, a junior. So, you know, freshman trying to be cool. Whatever. I think we ended up like DMing each other or maybe texting each other or setting it up in class. I don't remember, honestly, but we decided that we wanted to kick it after school type thing. Keep in mind, this era was when I was getting into Miss Mary Jane, and I swore I was like super cool about it. And I had only had experience with like snackies, like special snackies, if you know what I mean, like medicated snackies. And I really had pretty much zero to no experience in actually like, you know, smoking it. So I was really new to it. I had just gotten this new little bowl that I, you know, casually bought at the smoke shop, illegally. Definitely illegally, because I was literally like 14, 15. But I got my hands on a little piece, and I felt super cool about it. So I was like super ballsy or whatever. And we pretty much like set up I wouldn't say a date, but like we planned to kick it after school. So it came time to go kick it, and I go pick him up and we head to the park. And I was like, oh, so like you said that you smoke, you know? And he was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, oh, okay, so like I have some stuff, you know, I have some stuff. Dude, I used to pick up from this random ass guy in a trailer park. I used to only buy 1 gram. 1 singular gram, and he would give it to me in this teeny tiny little Ziploc bag. It was super cute. So whatever, I told the guy, I was like, oh yeah, so I got some stuff if you want to like, you know, go smoke a little bit at the park, and then we can like go hang out or whatever. But my main focus was like, okay, let me just, you know, make a statement by pulling up and having my little piece in my little Ziploc bag, my extra mini tiny microscopic Ziploc bag. Dude, that shot could have got me. It's the park by North High School, not Patterson Park. It's by North, but it's also by Andoka Park. It's like in the middle. So if you know, you know. We went there and we walk out and we go to like this what is that called, like a alley, tunnel, whatever, like so we wouldn't get in trouble, or you know, because there was people at the park. So we went there, and then I pull out the piece, I pack it, whatever, and it comes to lighting it. Okay, keep in mind, I had just bought the piece. I had no freaking clue how to utilize it, dude. Like, I did not have a singular clue of how to use it. So I had seen videos and I see like how to do it, but I guess I didn't pay attention 100%. So I'm over here trying to hit it because he was like, oh no, you hit it first. So I was like, all right, cool, let me hit it first. So you know, I come trying to hit it, I can't get it to light, like, and I'm sucking and it will not light. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was kind of windy that day, so I was like, maybe it's the wind, you know. I was like, oh my god, cover me. And I was like, cover me. He covers me. I'm still struggling super hard. Like, at this point, I feel like I literally tried rubbing my finger on the little wheel thing of the lighter maybe like 50 times at that point, and it would not light. The greens were already all black and everything, because at that time I legit didn't even understand the concept of burning the green, you know what I mean? So I was burning it and burning it and burning it, trying to light it. And then at that point, I decided to just give it to him. I was like, here, you try it, because I just can't get it. He was like, okay, let me try. So he's over there trying, dude, like literally the same shit that I was doing. And we just couldn't get it. And while he was trying, I literally look at my thumb. Dude, I had like an open blister. Like my skin was like broken already. Like flesh, bitch. Like flesh. If you put your skin on it, that shit would burn type flesh, okay? So it was exposed. And I was like, and I just hid my finger right away. I hid my finger right away because how fucking embarrassing. Like we couldn't get it. So long story short, we ended up, just, I was kind of embarrassed at that point. So I was like, okay, well, let's go, and then I dropped him off and that was it. After that, we acted like nothing happened. Now, fast forward, I, met up with my friend that actually smoked, and she taught me how to use the piece. And I didn't know that there was a hole that you had to cover. So, of course, it wasn't catching, like, it wasn't actually lighting up because I wasn't, like, doing this to the hole. So yeah, dude, yeah, I ended up getting a blister because I did not know how to use a piece, and I swore that I knew how to use a piece. But to my defense, he didn't know what he was doing either. Like, he told me that he smoked and he didn't know what he was doing either, right? I feel like I really haven't had a chance to sit down and have this conversation with you guys. I mean, honestly, maybe I just didn't have the balls to have this conversation with you guys, but it's definitely something that I do want to talk about because a lot of my supporters are mommies. And I just, now that I'm a mom, I realize that this really isn't something that's talked about, So obviously it's talked about, but not by like influencers, like not your typical influencers that you follow, that you keep up with and stuff. So I wanted to really take this opportunity to have this conversation with you guys because I feel like I've been avoiding it because of judgment, because of embarrassment. I don't want to show that vulnerability. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a vulnerable topic for sure, but it's hard to do that in front of thousands and thousands of people. Okay. So to me, like I'm sitting here behind a camera and there's no one watching me, but in reality, there's so many people watching me. And that's hard, bitch. That's hard. Like it might seem easy from the outside looking in, but dude, when I tell you that it's intimidating, it's definitely intimidating. So I feel like that's why I kind of like stopped myself from having this conversation with you guys because it's definitely controversial. People have their opinions about everything, but I feel like this topic specifically, people have a lot of opinions and they're not even mothers. They can't even relate. So with that being said, today we're going to be talking about motherhood, okay? So the good, the bad, the ugly, the amazing, the beautiful, the spectacular part of motherhood. And yeah, we're just gonna, take a deep dive and just kind of recap. I've realized that my actions of staying quiet or trying to I guess just not feel embarrassed is actually contributing to the fact that like most women don't feel comfortable talking about these type of things because of that, because nobody has the balls to talk about these type of things. Okay. At the end of the day, I feel like everyone's scared of judgment, but as a mother, it's a different type of level of judgment because you're having to carry like a whole different person on you and still carry yourself. Do you know what I mean? So no, of course, no one wants judgment, but mothers especially do not want judgment because bitch, it's hard. It's hard. Okay. It's hard. It's hard. Life genuinely humbled the fuck out of me. Like when I say that, I fucking mean it, dude. Like legit. I really want to take the opportunity to talk about the ins and the outs of my experience so far. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into motherhood talk. So I honestly had a really, really good pregnancy. So shout out to Emmy because he hooked mommy up, bitch. He definitely did. Like I really didn't have any like nauseousness, any complications as far as like health goes or the pregnancy goes. Nothing, dude. Like nothing. I didn't have any crazy weird cravings. Like I would crave stuff, but it wasn't anything like out of this world type shit. Like bitch, I was craving like chili cheese fries, hot dogs, ices with hot Cheetos and cheese from 7-Eleven, shit like that, you know, like shit that you normally crave every now and then, but I was craving it extra hard. So I had an overall really good pregnancy. The only time that I experienced like nauseousness or anything like that was within the first trimester, for sure. Only for like a week, dude. It really sucked during that week because nothing helped. The fucking Prego Pops, bitch, those don't work. Those do not work. They didn't work for me. Lemon didn't work. The ginger drop things, bitch, those are nasty and they did not work for me. But overall, that pregnancy was genuinely so good to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm totally down to have another baby. I wish I could like get like some sort of promise from God or from someone that my second pregnancy would be just as good as my first one, because if I was promised that, I would definitely get pregnant like ASAP. So it was definitely a good pregnancy, like health wise and nauseousness wise, but emotionally and hormonally, dude, that shit was a lot. Like a lot. I feel like I really just kind of went into a dark place because I was really focusing on like my relationships after the pregnancy, you know, just kind of worried about how my friendships would go, my relationship with my mom, with my family. It for sure made my pregnancy hard. And when you're pregnant, dude, it's not a fucking lie when pregnant women are like, I'm hormonal, like, you know what I mean? It's not a lie. Like, it's genuinely not a lie. And I feel like I didn't realize that I was that hormonal until now. Because even after pregnancy, you're still hormonal. I'm probably still hormonal, but like, I'm definitely nowhere near how I was when I was pregnant. Because, girl, I had problems with everyone. Well, not necessarily problems, but I had like little things going on with pretty much everyone. That includes Isaac, that includes my sister, that includes Alan, Danny, and Irma. Yeah, like pretty much my whole circle. I have a very small circle, and I pretty much had something going on with all of them. With Isaac, obviously, I was going through body changes, getting bigger, gaining weight and stuff. So that definitely made me more insecure, and we just had a lot of issues with, you know, things of that sort, like me not feeling good enough, me not feeling sexy enough, me feeling like, oh my God, you're gonna leave me as soon as we have a baby, as soon as we have this baby. You know, like there's just so much going through your head when you're pregnant. I feel like also, since we had a baby so fresh into our relationship, we were still doing a lot of like getting to know each other, you know. I definitely did have a point where I even had to just kind of step away and just stay at my mom's for like a week, because I just, you know, like I was just like, dude, like I don't know, like I just don't know about this relationship. Like I feel like we're having a lot of problems right now. I just don't feel good enough. I feel like you're just gonna leave me and stuff, blah blah blah. And honestly, there genuinely wasn't really even like a situation where it would lead up for me to think that, or to come to that conclusion of like, oh, he's gonna leave me. There was really nothing. I just feel like when you're in that state of life, like being pregnant, it's crazy. Like, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I had problems with my sister. Obviously, we're sisters and we kind of just bicker about shit. And there was just a lot of things that I just didn't agree with her with. And, you know, I feel like we're both really prideful people, and we both just decided to just kind of cut ties for a little bit. And that's why there was a moment where you guys didn't see us together. You guys didn't see nothing of us. And yeah, so I feel like now that we're older, we're definitely more hard-headed than we were when we were younger. I feel like when we used to fight when we were younger, it was way different because we were so little, and it was just like, well, let's get over our fight and let's just keep playing. But now that we're older, you would think that we're wiser and we're greater than what we used to be. But I feel like we're just more hard-headed, and, you know, we tend to clash because we're genuinely opposites. And I feel like sometimes that kind of, we bump heads, you know. But we ended up fixing things. She came to my baby shower and all that good stuff. And then with Alan, Danny, and Irma, I was just genuinely so scared of losing my friendship with them. I was scared that they were going to like turn their backs on me as soon as I was pregnant or as soon as I had my son, because I couldn't smoke or drink like that anymore. I couldn't go out to party like that anymore. And I feel like that really got into my head so much, to the point where I even confronted them, and I was just like, dude, like I feel like you guys aren't talking to me anymore because I'm pregnant and this and this and that. And dude, they were like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like we would never do that to you. Our friendship, since we moved out of the same apartment building, has obviously changed because we don't live literally right next to each other, door to door to each other. So now it's like more of a mission to kind of get together and do shit. Even when I was pregnant, even before I was pregnant and I lived in this house, because I've been living here forever, it's always been like, okay, we have to plan our hangouts, we have to schedule ahead, we have to make sure that we're both not busy and stuff. I was pregnant and I was just in my head about shit. It got too much to my head that I was like, no, they're gonna leave me. Like, they're gonna leave me, and like that fucking sucks, because they're genuinely like the only friends that I have. Like, yeah, we met through work, but like, dude, they're the bestest friends that I've ever had. And like, I think I was just so scared of losing them that I was just like projecting, like genuinely, like, you know how the haters be like, you know, projecting their hate. I was projecting my fear, I was projecting my anxiety and all that stuff. And obviously we came to a point where, you know, we talked it out, and they were like, dude, like we would never do that to you. And now I look back and I already apologized to Alan and all of them. I'm sorry that I came at you guys like that, because that was literally not the case, and I was just being a hormonal bitch. Sorry, I love y'all. But yeah, dude, those group of humans are genuinely so fucking great, and they have showed me so much support, showed Emmy so much support, showed Isaac so much support. And at the end of the day, dude, Alan has a lot to do with my love story. So I will forever hold Alan in a very, very special heart. Very special heart. Me feeling shy. Very special place in my heart for Alan, because, dude, he contributed to my life. He really did. Like, he genuinely did. But you know what though, I feel like one thing I will say is that if you're pregnant and stuff, like, I feel like it's important to take other people into consideration as well. Like, obviously you can talk to whoever you feel comfortable with and stuff, like your homegirls and stuff, but I feel like it's important to realize that you are at a different point of life than they are, and like, it's just a different level of understanding, you know. And I feel like you definitely should probably talk to more like mommy friends, or people that have had kids or that are currently pregnant and stuff, because you can actually relate to them, you know. I feel like that's also what really kind of got to my head as far as like Alan, Danny, and Irma go, because obviously I would talk to them about stuff, and like, do not get this twisted at all. They are there for me 100%, no matter what I have to talk about. They are always there. They never turn their backs to me. But, you know, I got to a point where I was like, why am I putting this on them when like they don't know what I'm going through? Like, they really don't know what I'm going through. They don't know what to tell me. And if they tell me something and I get butthurt, that's kind of on me. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I mean like, something like, oh, well, you just gotta find time to do it and stuff. Like, hearing that from someone that doesn't have kids, that's gonna hurt your feelings. That's gonna make you feel some type of way. And that's why I feel like it's important to talk to people that you can actually relate to, that are on the same page of life as you, because they know exactly what you're talking about. And even if they tell you the same thing, like, oh, you just got to give it time, you know, it'll come, you just kind of take it easy or whatever, it hits different when you hear it from someone that has already been through that or is going through that as well. It just hits different. Like, you feel a sense of like, okay, it's not false hope, it does get better, you know. So yeah, that's one piece of advice that I would definitely give to anyone that's pregnant or that's a new mom. I feel like sometimes we expect a lot from people, but we don't really sit and like reflect on situations or reflect on circumstances or things of that sort, you know what I mean? So let's just go ahead and fast forward to my delivery. So baby Emmy did not want to come out, this Buddhisty girl. Like, he did not want to come out. I ended up being full-term pregnancy. I was about 40 weeks, borderline 41 weeks, and he still was not coming out. So I was scheduled for May 20th, 2023 at, I think, 10 or 11 p.m. It was something pretty crazy, honestly, but it was like 10 or 11 p.m. It was at night for sure. And then on May 20th at 3 a.m., he decided to, you know, kind of make some ruckus in mommy's belly, and I started to have contractions at 3 a.m. The contractions genuinely felt like bad cramps, like period cramps, but also like period diarrhea cramp energy. Like, girl, I gotta go sit on the toilet type shit. So for a long time, I think it was like maybe 40 minutes to an hour, I literally just kept going to the restroom because I swore I had diarrhea. Me still not thinking that I was like, you know, about to go into labor, I was like, oh, dude, like I have to poop. And Isaac was knocked out, obviously. And then I just kind of just kept sitting there, and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, dude, imagine if I'm in labor. And then it processed, and I was like, well, bitch, you're pregnant and you're scheduled tonight for to get induced. So I was like, I literally am in labor. So I processed that, and then I whipped out my little fucking contraction timer app, and I started to time everything, and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I'm literally about to give birth today or tomorrow or whenever, you know? So I was like, oh my goodness. So I decided to not wake Isaac up until I think it was about like 6 a.m. So I went 3 hours of just contracting hard as shit. It wasn't short enough for me to actually go to the hospital. Like the time breaks between the contractions was not long enough for me to go to the hospital. So I waited until I was kind of almost there, and I really couldn't take it anymore. And it got to a point where I was like, you know what, bitch? Like, I'm going to wake Isaac up because I'm not going to be in pain alone. Like, you need to give me some emotional support. Just hug me, whatever. Just do something. Be awake. Don't be comfortable right now because I'm in pain. So I woke him up at 6, and I was like, dude, I was like, I'm contracting fucking hard. And he was like, shut up, Berlin. I was like, yeah. So, at that point, I was almost pretty close to having to go to the hospital, and I was FaceTiming my mom. She had gone out the night before, so homegirl was knocked the hell out, okay? So I ended up calling my dad at 6 a.m., like 6:30-ish, and I told him, I was like, hey, I'm about to go to the hospital already. I'm going to give birth. Have my mom call me, girl, because she's not picking up. And he was like, okay, cool. So he told my mom, she called, and she was like, okay, I'm on my way. So she comes over, we go to the hospital, and I would say maybe like about an hour into the hospital, so it was maybe almost about 8 a.m. at this point, they offered me the epidural, and of course I was gonna take it ASAP. Give me it, bitch. I need the drugs right now. So they brought it out, they gave me the epidural. After that, I was genuinely like, I was like at peace, girl. Ask me how I'm feeling now, though. Ask me, because that's my second epidural, because I got the first one for my BBL, so this is my second epidural. And my back, dude, I feel like I'm fucking ancient already. I feel like I'm dust. Like, that shit hurts. It hurts really bad. But anyway, I got the epidural right away because I was like, you know what? I feel like I want this very first labor to be easy, especially since I do want more kids. I don't want to get scared of having my second kid. You know, now I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna have the epidural for the second kid, which is really scary. But girl, I don't want to not even be able to pick up my kids because my back is fucking crackling and disintegrating in the air, you know? It was a really, really long 19 hours, very exhausting. I did have the epidural, so I wasn't necessarily in pain, but like when you're on the epidural, you're pretty much paralyzed. You can't get up to pee. You have a catheter in your puss. It's a really uncomfortable feeling, like really uncomfortable, because you cannot move. Like, you cannot move, you can't turn, you can't nothing. Like, you have to get help. My nurses were bitches, honestly. They literally, like, I kept calling them to help me turn my body, and every single time I would call them in, they would complain, and they were like, well, you have him and her right here, so like, why can't they help you? And I was like, well, because they can't carry me, and you guys said that you guys can help me, so that's why I'm calling you. So it was very much that energy throughout the 19 hours. So then 19 hours go by, and then the nurse comes in and she's like, okay, like you're not opening up. We're going to go ahead and give you this medicine. I don't remember what it was called, but it was something to help me like open up or whatever. So they gave me that, and then another 30 minutes went by, and I finally started opening up, and the nurse started to prep me for, you know, to start pushing, put my legs up on the fucking thing. Isaac was already panicking. He swore he wasn't panicking, but homie was about to throw up, and he swore that it was because he didn't eat, but he was nervous. Even the nurse was like, he's nervous. And I was like, I know. So, yeah, they were prepping me, and then I suddenly was like, okay, girl, like I gotta start like pushing. Like, I feel like I'm gonna poop. Once I felt like I needed to poop, that's when they were like, okay, you can go ahead and start pushing. So the girl was pretty much like helping me like stretch out, I guess, if you want to say it like that. And then I started to push, and it was a really weird feeling. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. You have to push with your butt. No, don't push with your butt. If you push with your butt, you're gonna poop. I did not poop when I gave birth, and I was super scared of that because I was like, dude, I don't want you to see the poop come out of my butthole. Like, I just don't want... Like, I don't care if you see the poop, but like, if you see the poop come out of the butt, that's a little extreme. You know what I mean? But I told Isaac before I started pushing, I was like, if I poop, do not tell me. And if you tell me, I'm gonna be really fucking sad. So don't tell me. Like, our life will change if you tell me. So don't tell me. So he didn't tell me. But I didn't end up pooping because I learned how to push. So you don't push with your butt, you push with your lower stomach. Okay? So just kind of like right now, as you're sitting here watching this, just don't clench your butt. Push your stomach. Just try it. Just try it. So you get an experience of what it's like to push out a baby. So literally, as the nurse was kind of helping me do my first pushes, I started to feel like, girl, I cannot hold him in. Like, where's the doctor type shit? And she was like, oh, the doctor's about to come in. Like, just don't start pushing too much. You know, just a little bit. Just wait now. Just wait. And I was like, okay. I was like, but I'm starting to feel like I can't wait. Like, I have to push. Like, I'm not even pushing at this point. Like, he's sliding out. And she was like, no, hold it. Like, she's about to come. And I was like, I can't hold it. Like, I physically cannot. Like, girl, like, he's already coming out. His head's already coming out. So then she ends up rushing, and then the doctor ends up like running and stuff, and pretty much he just flew out. Like, the doctor didn't even have a chance to put on gloves or anything. Like, he just flew out. So he was born healthy. He actually did eat some of his poop when he was in my stomach. Like, I guess he pooped in my stomach, and he like swallowed some of it. So that was the only concern that we had, and it was pretty scary. But I really just tried my best not to panic. And honestly, dude, like, as soon as I heard him cry, I feel like I blacked out. I genuinely feel like I blacked out. Like, I was just like, what is going on? And then I look at my mom to my right, and she's just like crying, and she's just like, oh my God, you know. And I look at Isaac, and he's pale as shit, and he's just like holding my hand still. You can tell like he's trying to hold his composure and stuff. And he's over there looking at Emmy too, like just kind of looking back and forth at us. And I was like, oh my God, dude, like I genuinely blanked out. Like, I blanked out. Like, I think everything was just kind of processing in my head. Like, dude, I'm a mom now. Like, he's out. I'm not pregnant anymore. Like, I'm not preparing for a baby anymore. He's here. He is here. And I feel like I just kind of went in like a state of shock. And then they brought him to me, and he was just like, he was hungry as hell. Like, as soon as he laid on me, and I was just like, oh my God. So then they latched him onto me. And keep in mind, like, at this point, I know this is my baby. And I know this might sound like, I don't know, like, this is me still being scared of judgment and stuff, but I'm genuinely just giving my experience. I love my son to death. I love him. I will die for him any day, you know? But like, this is just me like giving you guys my experience, because I felt wrong for having this type of experience. And hopefully maybe some of you guys can relate to me, because that would definitely make me feel better. But yeah, so they gave him to me, and I was just like, this isn't my baby. Like, this isn't my son. Like, I can't believe this is my son. Like, what? Like, what? So I was just holding him and I was just like, oh my God, this feels so crazy. This feels so crazy. This feels so crazy. And then after that, I told Isaac that I wanted him to have skin to skin because I don't know why, but the hospital didn't like initiate that. So I was like, I want him to have skin to skin. So, you know, he was having that moment. And then, after that, my mom came in and she was holding Emmy and stuff. And Isaac went to go get in and out. And I ate the food. At that moment, at that exact moment that I birthed my son, I started a new life and I pretty much killed my old life. Like I was instantly mourning my old life. Like that's the past. That's not me anymore. And I feel like I was kind of like slightly going through like identity crisis in that exact moment. A part of me felt guilty that I didn't necessarily have that like Rosa de Guadalupe moment when I gave birth. Like I didn't have the air. I didn't have like the wow moment. Do you know what I mean? Like in a sense, I kind of felt happy, but super fearful. Like I was just like, dude, what if I'm not good enough to be a mom? Like what the fuck is going on right now? So whatever, we wrap it up, and the nurses, you know, come in and tell me that it was time for us to switch over to the next room, so the room that we were going to stay at for the next night or two. And so we head over there. I was holding Emmy and I was just like, oh my God, dude, like, so what next? Like, am I gonna get a training class right now? Like, am I gonna, you know, get the 411? Do I gotta get my notebook out and take some notes of how to be a mom now? And they drop us off at the, you know, at the room. And that was pretty much it. Like, they pretty much just told me a few things, whatever, fill this out, do this, do that, paperwork, whatever, office type shit. And they end up telling me like, okay, so if you need anything, just call us and, you know, you're good. Just get some rest, you know, whatever. And I was like, bitch, what do you mean call me if you need me? I don't know what I'm doing. I do not know what I'm doing. Like, I thought you guys were gonna like teach me right now. No, bitch, that didn't happen. That did not happen. So at that point, like when the nurse left the room and closed the door, it was dark. And I was like, what the fuck? And I just go into full blown like panic mode. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. This baby is so tiny. What do I do? Like, he doesn't even really like my boob like that. Like, I don't know how to latch him on good. I don't, like, what if he's not eating enough? What if he's cold? Like, what if he chokes? What? You know? And honestly, like, I felt like I was the only one that was panicking because, well, I'm the mom, you know? And let's just set that straight. Like, for me, I'm very passionate about that. I feel like the mom's the mom and the dad's the dad. The dad will never be able to relate to the mom ever. When we got to the room, Isaac was pretty much like, I'm really tired. Like, I'm gonna go to sleep. And I was just like, all right, well, that's fine. But me still kind of internally going through this crisis in my head, trying not to panic, trying not to express that I'm panicking, you know? And I was just like, oh my, I felt so helpless, so miserable that I didn't know how to care for my baby that I just gave birth to. Like, what do I do, you know? And I remember that entire night, I did not sleep for shit. I was so scared. I was freezing cold and I was so sad that like he could possibly be cold too. So I was just holding him and stuff. And I just kept calling the nurses, dude. And a part of me genuinely felt so guilty and embarrassed to even be calling the nurses because they were always like, I probably genuinely only got maybe like one or two nice nurses. All of them were really mean and really actually made me feel stupid, you know? So that definitely didn't help my situation at all. And honestly, if you're gonna be a nurse and if you're gonna be working in, you know, labor delivery, dude, you can't be like that, dude. Like, I don't care what you're dealing with. Like, that's a lot to take. That is a lot to take. And it really doesn't help when, you know, nurses be bitches like that. I definitely feel like mommy instinct is a thing, but for me, it didn't kick in right away. It did not kick in right away because I didn't know what to do. Like, what? How do you have mommy instincts when you've never been a mom? Do you know what I mean? I had them in the sense of like, I need to care for him. I need to get my shit together. I need to this. I need to that. I need to this. I need to that. to be the best for him. But like in the sense of like mommy instinct, like compared to now, it's completely different. Like I can sense shit. Like I sense when he's doing something he's not supposed to do. I can sense when he's about to fall. Like now I feel like I have that mommy instinct superpower. But at that moment, my only mommy instinct that I had was to just care and worry. Do you know what I mean? Just panic because I care. That night was like super hard, and it felt like an eternity, dude. It felt like an eternity. And dude, when I sit here and I tell you guys that I felt so angry towards Isaac, I fucking mean it. Like I felt jealous. I don't know if you would say jealous. I just felt like fucking butthurt as shit to look at him sleeping while I was like over here panicking about Emmy, and I had just given birth. And do you know what I mean? Like, why are you sleeping, girl? Like, why are you sleeping when I'm over here? Like, girl, you know? But there's one thing that my mom has always told me, and I never really understood it until now, but she would always tell us, las mamás solo hay una. Is that how you say it? Las mamás solo hay una. Which means there's only one mom. And now that shit hits hard. That shit hits fucking hard because it's true, dude. Like, the dad's the dad, but the mom is the mom. The mom is the mom, and that shit fucking hits, dude. So I feel like that kind of kicked in, and I was just like, you know what? That's fine. Just sleep. I'm not even gonna, whatever. And then the next day came, and my mom and my dad and Isaac and his parents were gonna come to visit, all of us together at the hospital. And so my parents show up and everything's good. And keep in mind, I didn't sleep all night, so I was like on edge. I was fucking spazzing out. Like I was tired, I was exhausted, whatever. So I was, easy to attack and just irritated and stuff. So my mom and Isaac end up having like an argument while my dad's there, and his parents were about to get there. And dude, they were literally like going back and forth. And my mom's the type of person where it's like, well, I'm gonna say something. And Isaac's the type of person that's like, well, I'm gonna say something. So it was literally like a back and forth thing. And I literally got to a point where I was like, can you guys just stop talking? Like, just stop right now. Like, just stop. And I just started crying and bawling, and my dad even was like, just stop. Like, just stop, And I was just like, dude, like, why are you guys going to do this right now when, like, girl, like, my thing hurts. Like, stop. I'm going through a lot right now, and like, you guys are just being so inconsiderate, I feel like it was just thing after thing after thing that was just kind of piling up on me, and I wasn't talking about any of it, and I wasn't expressing myself and stuff. And then after that, it was just awkward in the room, and I decided to leave and take a shower. So I took a shower, and then it comes time to finally see what my stomach looks like after giving birth. And I was really excited because towards the end of my pregnancy, I was really big, obviously. And I was excited to see, my stomach flat again. And I go into the restroom and I take off my fucking pamper and shit. And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, dude, who is this? Who is this? And that shit, dude, that shit hits hard. That shit hits hard. On top of everything else, like, you're already having an identity crisis, and then you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't even look like who you were fucking even the night prior. Because like, even when you're pregnant, your stomach does not look crazy. It just looks like you're pregnant. It's after you give birth that you're like, oh shit, there's nothing in there anymore. You're all flat, you're all saggy. And especially after birth, bitch, you be looking like a cone. Like, you look like a cone. Well, I look like a cone. And all the body stuff that I'm talking about is specifically for mommies, because I know it can sound really like selfish and whatever, arrogant, whatever you want to call it, ignorant. It's okay to not be comfortable with your postpartum body. And I feel like it's pressured down our throats to be like, no, love your body. Like, you created a beautiful baby, which, yes, I have a gorgeous, beautiful son now. Yes, or daughter, whatever the case may be. But it's also okay to mourn your body more than who you used to be. It's totally, totally normal. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here and saying like, yeah, be depressed because your body looks different. No, I'm not saying that either, because the body isn't the most important thing in the world. It's definitely something that does take a toll on our day-to-day life of just feeling confident, feeling positive. You know what I mean? That's just something that I want to throw out there. This is more to kind of just validate all of your feelings. Let you know it is okay. It's okay to not like your body anymore after having a kid. Because I feel like mommies feel like they can't express themselves, especially in that sense, because we sound selfish, because we sound however you want to call it, you know? But I just want you guys to know that I hear you and I understand you. And it is hard. It is really hard to accept that. And it's something that I'm working on now. It's something that I'm going to continue working on. And I will let you guys know what really helps me get to that point. Because I know, yeah, sure, I could definitely go get a tummy tuck. I can definitely go get a tummy tuck or a mommy makeover or whatever you want to call it. But there's more at risk now at this point in life, and it might sound really easy to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna just go get work done. But girl, I have a life on the line. I have a family on the line. What if I die during the surgery? What if there's complications? And even if there's not complications, that means I can't be a mother for like a month because you're recovering from surgery. And for me personally, I just don't see that in my life right now. I don't. So what does that leave me with? That means that I have to work on myself more mentally and just kind of practice what I preach. Then I can't remember if it was that same day or the day after we ended up getting released from the hospital. And dude, putting Emmy in the car seat was so scary. Like, he was so tiny. We didn't know how to use a car seat. I don't know why we didn't like figure it out prior, but we figured it out there in the parking lot with the nurse. And it was just like super hectic and stuff. And we finally got home. And I just remember going straight upstairs with Emmy, and my mom ended up staying with us for about a week and a half after I gave birth, just to help out and stuff, because Isaac went back to work literally the next day. So he pretty much went to sleep, and that was it. So the first night I was by myself 1,000%. My mom was there and she did want to help me throughout the night, but I told her, I was like, look, I have to figure it out. I have to figure this out on my own, at least for the night, you know, because you're not always going to be here. And I also don't want to put you through that situation, because he's not your baby, you know, like, I have to learn this. I got pregnant. I'm having a child. This is my child. I need to be responsible now, you know? So she would help me probably until he would go to sleep really late in the very beginning, like around 12 or like 11. It was tough, dude. It was tough. The very first week I was breastfeeding and stuff. So literally my days consisted of sleeping, pumping, breastfeeding, changing diapers, and that's it. Like, literally just being a mom 1,000%. And luckily I had my mom to help me so that I could eat and get meals in, because dude, if I did not have her help, I don't know what the hell I would have done. I do not know what the hell I would have done, because Isaac, dude, he was a first-time dad as well. This was his first time being a dad as well. So it's like, he also doesn't know what to do. He also doesn't know how I feel. So having my mom for sure helped me a lot. But it got to the point where, you know, every single time I would come downstairs and try to just kind of do regular things again, like watch TV and stuff, I would just find myself crying like fucking nonstop, dude. And it came to a point where I would see my mom, like I would look at her and I would just get so freaking sad, because I was like, I wish I could have done more with my mom, just me and her. I think it was just like a lot of like, I'm not her baby anymore. Like, I'm a mom now too. Like, my son is her baby now. My son is, it's just different, you know? So like when I would look at her, like I would just get so emotional because of that, because she really didn't have to help me, and like how she helped me. And then I would always think about like her getting old and stuff, and like, I don't know, dude, a lot of shit would just go through my head when I would look at her. And then when Isaac would come home from work, I would just look at him and I would fucking cry instantly too, dude. And like, I just wanted him to hug me. I couldn't even talk to him. Like, there was a point in our relationship after pregnancy that I was just like, dude, like, I know we're not gonna make it. I know we're not gonna make it. I know we're not. Like, I feel so disconnected. I feel so alone in this. I feel so confused. I feel not good enough. I feel this, I feel that. Like, I just don't want you to leave me. Like, please do not walk away from your son and me. Like, please don't walk away from this family. And dude, keep in mind, he wasn't doing anything wrong. He wasn't doing nothing wrong at all, dude. But it was just this constant fear that would just go through my head. And when I would see him, it felt like it was the very last moment that I was gonna be with him every single time. And with my mom too. It was just so weird, dude. So I found myself in like that dark like loop just constantly every single day. And then I slowly started to like lose interest in stuff, and it was harder for me because at this point I wasn't showing Emmy. I wasn't even really talking about much or giving you guys updates or anything. I wasn't publicizing anything about like my baby, about what I was going through and stuff. So I had to get on camera and like act like, oh, we're good, I just gave birth. I just gave birth. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? It was hard. It was a mind fuck. And I think everything piled up. I hadn't talked to my mom about why I would cry and stuff. And I didn't talk to Isaac about it. I didn't talk to anyone about how I felt. And it was starting to, you know, take a toll on me, dude. And I was just like, dude, I think I have postpartum depression. Like, I feel terrible. And this should be the moment of my life that I'm the happiest I will ever be. This is my first baby. He's healthy. He's amazing. He's beautiful. I have my family with me. I have my mom here with me. I have my dad's support. I have my sister, my brother. I have everyone, Isaac's family. Why am I being so fucking sad? Like, dude, I would beat myself up about it all the time. It got to a point where, you know, I just sat down and my mom, you know, looked at me and I fucking cried. And she was just like, pero qué tienes, mija? Like, ¿por qué lloras? Like, dime. Like, you can't hold that shit in. And I told her, I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, it feels like everything's wrong and I feel guilty for feeling like everything's wrong. Like, I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose Isaac. I don't want to lose my son. I don't know. Like, I don't know why those thoughts went through my head. And I told her all of that and she was just like, you're good, like, you're fine, like, I promise you you're good. I'm here and I'll always be here as long as I'm alive, and Isaac's not gonna go anywhere, and your son's good, he's healthy, he's not gonna go anywhere, like, you're good. And she was like, maybe you have like postpartum depression, you know? And I was just like, dude, I was like, honestly, I probably do. Like, I think I do. Like, I feel terrible. I see myself terrible. Like, like, it felt like I really wanted help and I didn't even know how to get it. And I feel like for my situation, it's always different because like people know me, you know, like, and you never know who knows you. And what would go through my head was like, okay, if I go to a therapist, what if they know me? What if they just embarrass me? What if I'm being judged? Whatever, dude. It sounds stupid. I know I shouldn't care, but shit like that, it interferes with my daily life. It interferes with my social life, my personal life, everything, you know? And it really does change things, like whether you want to believe it or not. When someone knows you from social media, even in a professional setting, there is always a different type of energy, and it sucks. It sucks. But that was my reason for not wanting to go to therapy, you know? So I ended up talking to Isaac about it too. And, you know, like, I really just kind of bawled out. And I was just like, dude, I just don't want you to walk away from us. I don't want. And he was like, dude, why are you saying that? Like, have I given you a reason to think that I'm going to walk away? And I was like, well, no. And he was like, then why are you, what's wrong? And I was like, I can't explain it, but like, it's just, it's what I feel. It's what I feel. I don't know why. I don't want to think like this. I'm tired of thinking like this. I feel like I really wanted to kind of share this with you guys because luckily, I did not go through like any type of psychosis or anything like that. I never wanted to hurt my baby. I never wanted to hurt myself. I never wanted to hurt anyone at all. And I'm really thankful for that because that is so terrifying. I've heard so many stories about that. So many babies have died from stuff like that. And I'm so blessed that that didn't happen because it really does feel like a fucking demon takes over you and like sucks your life out of you and you don't even have control over it. It's fucking weird. It's so scary, honestly. And maybe it isn't even postpartum depression. What's the other thing? The baby blues or something? I don't know if it's like there's a big difference between the two, but maybe that's what I experienced because now at this point in time, I feel like I have really focused on finding balance in my life when it comes to being a mom, still being myself, still valuing myself, and understanding that this is my first time being a mom as well. And this is Emmy's first time being alive. It's his first shot at life. He's new to this as well. And this is our life now. It's not about my life anymore. It's about our life. So all the memories that I have, all the things that I did as Annette, when I was just Annette, they were amazing moments. And I'm just at a different chapter in my life. And honestly, like whoever is meant to be in my life will stay in my life, whether I'm a mom or not, you know? And I definitely feel like relationships change a lot. I'm over here like I lost so many friends, me having like 5 friends. No, but I genuinely did lose a few friends from transitioning into this new chapter in my life, and it really does suck. But instead of sitting there and just being sad about that relationship or that friendship, I should say, I look at it as like, you know what, we had really good moments in the past, and I will forever cherish those moments. I have no type of like bad blood towards this person, but yeah, it's in the past. It's in the past, and it really did hurt me to lose that friendship. But like I said, I feel like friendships that are really supposed to stay in your life, or relationships that are really supposed to stay in your life, are going to stay with you no matter what point in your personal life that you're in, you know? And I think that's something really important. Like, you should never try to change your ways or change your life and accommodate someone else's life for their satisfaction when you're a mom. Do you know what I mean? Just to like quedar bien with them. You should never do that, because those are people that shouldn't even be in your life. It's time to grow up at a certain point. Do you know what I mean? So I want to talk about a few things that I did to kind of help me get out of that negative state of mind. Because like I said, I didn't go to therapy. I definitely recommend therapy if you feel like it's going to help you and help your situation. But I know that it could be uncomfortable for a lot of people. So I'm just going to share what I personally did to help my postpartum depression. It's still something that I, still deal with on, some days, some occasions, but I feel like I'm at a point where I can like snap out of it. And honestly, like, I'm not even gonna lie, when you're in that state of mind and you're like crying and stuff, like sometimes I'll cry when I'm with Emmy and I'm just like, in my head, and then I look at him and like he smiles. And I'm like, what am I crying about? Like, this is the best point in my life that I will ever be in. Fuck the financial shit. Fuck the status. Fuck the likes. Fuck friendships and stuff. Like, this is my world now. This is my world now, and not a lot of people get to experience that. A lot of people lose their babies. A lot of people can't have babies. A lot of people, whatever the reason, Emmy helps me a lot. Emmy has helped me so much. He doesn't even realize it. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even care right now. But he's changed my life so much. And I feel like just really focusing in on the positives in your life will help you so much, dude. And that sounds so dumb. I know it sounds dumb and annoying, but like really focus on the good. Start doing things for yourself. It's okay if there's dirty dishes in the sink. It's okay. The baby takes multiple naps a day. You can get to it eventually. And even if there's a mess, it's okay. It's your house. It's your house. No one else is living in it. It's okay if you get to it tomorrow. Even if you feel like you need a nap, go take a nap when the baby takes a nap. If you feel like you need to pamper yourself, go pamper yourself instead of washing the dishes or doing laundry. Still trying to find priority in yourself is something that really helped me, because that's the only way you're going to do it. Realistically speaking, motherhood is hard, and it's always going to be hard. Like, I feel like realistically it only gets harder as they get older, because the older they get, the more things that they start to experience, the more life starts to hit and stuff. They start walking, then after that they go to elementary, then after that they fucking go to middle school, and then high school, and then life, and then there's love and drugs and fucking just growing up, puberty, all that stuff. Motherhood is always gonna be crazy, you know? So like, why not just find time for yourself in between the crazy, you know what I mean? And also, one thing that has been hard for me, and I'm not even gonna lie, is keeping up with the relationship as well. Because just because you're parents and you guys are good and you're together, living together, parenting together and stuff, married and stuff, you cannot forget your relationship. And that's something that's really easy to do when you have a kid, because, well, you're being a parent, you know, you want to be a good parent to your kid, and you're focusing on that. And it's very easy to kind of just forget about your relationship and the other person's feelings and stuff. So, that for sure 1000% also helped with my depression once I actually started to open up with Isaac and just kind of really express myself, even if that means like, hey, I need you to help me more, or hey, I need you to do this, or like, hey, can you just like give me a hug, or just can I just talk to you a little bit, like, can you just get off your phone? Even doing things like that is really important, because you need support. Talking to your parents, talking to your siblings and stuff, talking to friends that you can relate to. Still finding time to do things with your friends, even if that means that you have to bring your baby, like, and your friends don't have kids, just do mommy friendly stuff. Go to Chuck E. Cheese, go to the zoo, go to brunch, whatever. Your life doesn't end just because you're a mom. Your life does not end just because you're a mom. You can still look cute. You can still be sexy. You can still empower yourself. You can still be the baddest bitch you motherfucking know. But it's just a different version of the baddest bitch that you know. Do you know what I mean? It's just a different version of yourself. And I feel like once I really accepted that and realized that this is a part of life, and I realized that this is what growth is, and this is the growth pains, do you know what I mean? It kind of brought me comfort. Like, this is normal. You're gonna go through this because you're going through a ginormous change in your life, a change that no one else will understand except for you as a mother. And once you really accept, like, hey, this is my life now, like, I need to stop focusing on the past and just kind of focus on the present now, it really does lift a huge weight off your shoulders. Like, it really, really does. So I don't know, girl, I feel like I can talk about this like on and on and on and on, but the overall message is love yourself. Because at the end of the day, you have to have your own back. Because if you don't, girl, like, you will sink. And if you're a mom, even if you're not a mom, like, you can never let yourself get to that point in life. Because the moment that you do, it's like you're just giving up on yourself, you know. And if you ever do get to that point, it's totally okay too. But just know that you cannot stay there forever. You have to learn how to value yourself enough to break out of that. So I really hope that this episode kind of helps you guys feel a little bit more comfortable, because I know that on social media life looks perfect, life looks amazing on social media, bitch, on reality shows, on just anything media, it looks amazing. But that's because it's supposed to just look amazing, girl, because it's entertainment. Media is entertainment. So really just try not even to focus in on that, you know. I took a huge financial hit becoming a mother, like huge financial hit. And I feel like life really humbled me financially, emotionally, physically, in all aspects. And honestly, I'm very thankful for it, because it taught me a huge life lesson. And, you know, I owe it all to Emmy. I genuinely owe it all to Emmy, because this little man taught me the truth of life, the beauty of life. Life's good. Even if it doesn't seem like life is good, life will be good. And I feel like God wouldn't put something in your path that you can't handle, you know. I really do believe that, and that's something that Isaac has taught me. So shout out to Isaac, shout out to Emmy, shout out to the alien babies, shout out to everyone. Yeah, I mean, that feels good. It feels good to kind of just let that free and stop acting like life is just perfect all the time. You know, we all go through shit, whether people admit it or not. We all go through shit, and you know, we could all be there for each other. So I hope that by seeing this podcast episode, or hearing it, in case you're hearing it on Apple Podcast, I hope it helps a little bit. You know, life is hard for everyone in different ways, but we can all just kind of reunite together. Even if we don't actually talk to each other, you know, we can all help each other out, whether that's to make each other laugh or entertain each other for a little. I'm actually thinking about hosting like a mommy club type thing, mommy run type thing, where we just do like running marathons or something of that sort. So let me know if you guys would be down for that, so that we can, you know, help each other out, get through this together, and just take it day by day. All right, so I just wanted to go ahead and wrap up this episode. I feel like we kind of touched base on kind of everything that I wanted to talk about, but I'm sure once I rewatch this episode, I'm going to be like, oh, I should have talked about that. It's just different when I'm alone and when I have a guest, because we can like bounce off of each other. But since I'm alone, like, I'm talking to a camera. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope this helped you out in some way. That's the goal, you know. I just want you guys to be able to relate to someone that you guys watch online, because what you see online isn't always the reality, you know. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next Sunday at 7 or 8 p.m. So follow me on Instagram to get the exact time, bitch.